Hi, after last time we were just discussing about Good and Bad Friday, and I mentioned that you don't have a middling Friday or a mediocre Friday because, as C.S. Lewis quotes, he says, Christianity, if false, is of no importance, and if true, of infinite importance. The only thing it cannot be is moderately important. So that's the double-edged sword of good and bad, and I don't think it will ever be called Mediocre Friday.
Yeah, brilliant. I love that. Peter comes up with these things, and I hadn't thought of the C.S. Lewis quote, so well done for chipping in with that. And it is Easter Saturday, and I don't want to be too buoyant today in a way, because the whole idea of this is that Jesus has died, and at this point in the symbolism of the whole Easter story, he hasn't yet risen. And so there is a void. There's a sense in which, if we took this to this extreme, that there would be nothing. It's like he's died. If we die and we don't have faith, then there is nothing. It's a blank. And I know that some seem almost comfortable with that if they have views that are atheist. I can't get my head around that, I have to say. I sense that there's a real importance in this, that we have to be given hope. And I want to say a little bit about hope tomorrow. But it made me think of just that first couple of verses in the book of Genesis. We're back at Genesis again. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. But the earth was a vast waste. Darkness covered the deep. And it then says the Spirit of God hovered over the waters. So there was a good bit there. But that sense of waste and darkness is really the symbolism of this day. And I'm sure there are people who feel that they are in really dark times, that they don't have much hope, that mentally they're very low, emotionally they might be low. And Easter Saturday is, gives a sense of that. And before I go any further or comment any more, I just want to say to Peter, how do you feel about this idea of a void between death and new life?
It's something that I've had to think about, because my belief about what happens after you die is uncertain. It's tempting to think that after you die is like before you were born. So it's hard to get your head around. I don't mind going to heaven. I'm up for it. But without that belief.
But that brings thoughts in. Well, do we really know what heaven or a new earth is like? Doesn't it?
Yeah.
But is it better to have that thought that there is a new heaven and a new earth, or to have nothing to think of?
I think the real distinction is whether you believe in a soul, because if there's no part of your identity that survives death, if it's just your brain activity, obviously when your body deteriorates, there's nothing happening. So it comes down to whether you believe in a soul that is made by God.
We're getting into deep theological, philosophical and theological stuff here with doing this, and it is really a topic I think that's maybe not dwelt on enough on an Easter Saturday moment, that really it's a deep, meaningful day between two kind of key themes of the Christian faith. And maybe this is a good time, Easter Saturday, to maybe spend some time just briefly, or maybe longer if you can, just thinking about, well, where am I with my thoughts of life and death and future and hope? And then we'll just touch on that a little bit as an extra one that we're going to do for Easter Sunday tomorrow. So see you then.
Thank you.